Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this very special webinar on sponge iron update. Let me first introduce you briefly about Asian Metallurgy. Asian Metallurgy was the ground show earlier, and it was coupled with the conference also. But after COVID, we have transformed all our events on to digital platform, and so was Asian Metallurgy. So now the after COVID, the format of the event is like this. We have a webinar series running for almost a week. Right from 8th December, we are running the webinar series on different topics of metallurgy, spanning from lead and zinc to sponge iron to digitalization to stainless steel to decarbonization, like that. And then from 15th of December onwards, we have a digital expo also. We are trying to give a near real experience to the visitors. Visitors from all over the world visit, and I'm happy to share with you that last year we could reach to around 1.6 million views. So this is the power of the digital platforms. Coming back to the today's webinar, as you all know, sponge iron industry is one of the very basic industries which is serving as a major input to steel industry. And so sponge iron production and sponge iron industry is very important to the steel makers. And we have one apex body of sponge iron industry, which is known as the Sponge Iron Manufacturers Association of India, which is SIMA, generally called as SIMA. And we have representatives from SIMA to talk about the status of the sponge iron industry, its challenges and its opportunities. We have Mr. Dipendra Kashiva. Mr. Kashiva, as you all know, is a veteran in iron and steel industry. He has served for many, many years in Ministry of Steel as industrial advisor, and now he is Director General of SIMA and guiding the sponge iron fraternity, not only sponge iron fraternity, but the steel industry as a whole to the right direction. Thank you very much, Mr. Kashiva, for joining us and sparing your valuable time. I'm sure your insights will definitely help the sponge iron industry to chart its further direction. We also have Mr. Anil Agrawal, Vice President of Chhattisgarh Sponge Iron Manufacturers Association, and he also runs 400 TPD sponge iron and downstream facilities of pipe making. Welcome, Mr. Anil Agrawal, and I'm sure you will apprise us with the present situation of the sponge iron industry in Chhattisgarh region. Thank you very much for sparing your time. We also have Mr. PVS Rao from Karnataka. He is the president of Karnataka Sponge Iron Manufacturers Association. He also runs a standalone sponge iron plant of around 375 TPD. So all these people are veteran in sponge iron industry, I can say, and these are the right people to apprise us of this situation, national situation, international situation in sponge iron industry. And let us start with Mr. Kashiva. Sir, my first question to you would be, what is the present status of sponge iron industry in the country, and what are the challenges? Let us start with the challenges, sir.
First, I will give you the broader outlook about the status. Thank you, Mr. Chandekar, for giving me an opportunity to put forth my views. Today, we have got 377 operating sponge iron plants in the country. Out of that, 5 are the gas-based plants. So we have got around 371 coal-based plants in the country. Total capacity is around 73 million ton. Kindly note that the Nation Steel Policy envisages 80 million ton capacity of production by 2030. But this sector is expanding so fast. The present capacity is 73 million tons. So we expect to cross the 80 million ton by the time we reach to the designated timeline of 2030. This is the type of the growth. The reason of growth is that there is a unlimited demand of the sponge iron. The reason is that we are having a double-digit growth in crude steel production and the almost double-digit in the consumption. So, and integrated steel plant take a lot of the time to be commissioned. To meet this demand, the secondary sector is playing a very important role. And the materials for the secondary steel sector is the sponge iron, because there is a limited availability of steel melting scrap from indigenous and external sources. So sponge iron sector will continue to prosper, to expand in this country. This is the present status. Now there are the many challenges, there are the many opportunities also. Challenges is that mainly apart from that five large gas-based producer, for them the availability of the gas, price of gas or the iron ore is not a problem, because all the five has got their captive coal mines and they don't require the coal. They use the natural gas. So they are the issue is that they are consuming their whole product. So there is no merchant gas-based sponge iron in the country, which is very much required by the alloy steel producer, and to improve their quality, because the government has giving lot of the emphasis on the quality of steel being produced. They have got a very growing, fast growing demand in the automobile, in defense, in railways, in space and all that. So they require the quality raw material. And quality raw material input for them is the gas-based DRI, because the scrap is also short for them. Although some of them are setting up their own scrapping yard, and they may take away the some of the portion of indigenous availability of the scrap. So this is going to be a big challenge for the secondary steel producer. They are already having a very limited availability, and this availability will also be taken up by the big producer because of their strong financial muscle. This is the first problem. Second is the availability of iron ore at a affordable price. All these five producers, they have got their own captive iron ore mines. So this secondary steel producer or the coal-based small and medium size, they largely depend on the NMDC and the other merchant iron ore miners. For them, these five fellows also enter, they also bid, and they cannot compete with them. That 371 plants, which I said is the coal base, out of that, majority are around 75% is in the medium or small sector. So they do not have such a strong financial, they can compete in the bidding process with these large producers. So availability of the iron ore on a regular basis is one issue. Second issue is the quality of the iron ore. All over the world, in India also, the quality of iron ore is degrading. That is why a lot of the research is going on internationally, how to reduce their energy consumption in spite of using the low grade DRI, whether gas based and all that. So
Mm.
because if we use the low grade DRI, my energy consumption will go up, my emissions will increase. So there is a lot of research is going on. But for this sector, this is, as I was telling, this the Lurgi technology, which when it was introduced in the India, the basic parameters were based on a Fe content of 65%, more than 65%. But Mr. Rao and Mr. Anil will agree with me now. What is being given to them is hardly 62% or 61%. That is having a adverse impact on their emissions and the coal consumption. Their coal consumption increases. Their productivity come down. So this is the second challenge is there. As regard to the prospects, as I said, they are expanding very fast. They will continue to expand very fast because of the requirement of the metals in the country. And I am sure the industry will be very cautious to reduce their carbon footprint, because that issue has been acquired a very big dimension at the moment in the country. There has been a very report of CSE of 2011, where they consulted me also. That has been quoted by someone and filed a petition in the NGT, and NGT has referred the issue to the IIT Kharagpur, and there somebody, some student of BE of chemical department prepared a report submitted to the very damaging report submitted to the NGT, which is not factually correct. I, along this Ministry of Steel, the NGT made the respondent one to the Ministry of Steel. Ministry of Steel has made the respondent to SEMA and the CG SEMA. So we have to go to the court. We have to justify what they are saying is not correct. The technology from the 2011 to 2025 over a 14-year period has drastically changed. There are not so much emissions in this industry. This industry is unnecessarily blamed for the carbon footprints. Thank you. This is all I wanted to say.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your initial comments. Now, I have, your initial comments have initiated so many questions which I will ask you. But before that, I would like to go to the regional director, I mean, the regional representatives of SIMA. First, I will go to Mr. Anil Agrawal. Anil ji, what is the state? You are yourself a sponge iron producer, and you are also representing SIMA. So, what is the state at the ground level? What is the state of affairs at the ground level? What are the issues, especially particular to Chhattisgarh?
Availability of iron ore is the main challenge in the sponge iron sector right now,
Uh-huh.
and at a reasonable price.
Mm-hmm.
क्योंकि बाजार में आयरन ore की अवेलेबिलिटी की कमी की वजह से प्राइसेस डाउन नहीं हो रहे हैं, और उसके कारण स्पंज आयरन इंडस्ट्री आज फाइट कर रहा है कन्वर्सन के लिए। और इसमें कई सारी पॉलिसी भी है गवर्नमेंट की, जैसे ऑक्शन पॉलिसी है, वो किसी को समझ में नहीं आ रही। आज वो जो परसेंटेज ऑफ द प्रीमियम, तो उसमें मर्चेंट माइनर, कोई नए मर्चेंट माइनर आ ही नहीं रहे हैं। हमारे कैप्टिव है वो किसी तरीके से उसको चला रहे हैं, और जिन्होंने लिया है लगभग वो कोई अभी तक ऑपरेशनल हो नहीं पा रहे हैं। तो कहीं ना कहीं ये जो स्टेट की जो गवर्नमेंट की आयरन और ऑक्शन पॉलिसी है, इसमें हमें लगता है कोई दिक्कत है। इसको या तो पर टन बेसिस पे करना चाहिए, ये जो परसेंटेज ऑफ द प्रीमियम में ना, ये एम्बिग्यूटी है कि किस तरीके से ये सामने वाला पेमेंट करेगा। 100 रुपए का माल बेच के 130 रुपए सरकार को देगा, तो ये क्या है, इस हर किसी को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है परसेंटेज ऑफ प्रीमियम में। दूसरा, आयरन और आज स्पंज आयरन एसोसिएशन पूरा भारत का ये चाह रहा है कि आयरन और किसी भी फॉर्म पे एक्सपोर्ट ना हो, इन एनी फॉर्म। बिकॉज उसका कारण ये है कि आज पूरा वर्ल्ड स्टील के, मतलब ये स्टील के प्राइस पूरे वर्ल्ड में प्रेशर में चल रहे हैं, और हमको लो कॉस्ट स्टील बनाना पड़ेगा। अगर हम लो कॉस्ट स्टील नहीं बनाएंगे तो ये मान के चलिए कि आगे सर्वाइवल नहीं है। लो कॉस्ट स्टील बनाने के लिए एक ही रास्ता है, आयरन ओर जमीन से निकलता है, वहां पे पूरी गुंजाइश है। वहां पे आज 1000 रुपए की कॉस्ट में कोई 2000 में बेच रहा है, कोई 3000 में, कोई 4000 में, कोई 5000 में, अपने अपने वहां पे बहुत गुंजाइश है। आज अब ये आज जो आयरन ओर है उसका 50% के रेट पे आयरन ओर मिलना चाहिए। और ये क्यों, ये कैसे होगा? जब आप उत्पादन बढ़ाएंगे और एक्सपोर्ट को बैन करेंगे, चाहे इधर पैलेट हो, इधर लो ग्रेड हो। लो ग्रेड, अब कई माइनर ऐसे हैं कि ऑक्शन में पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं, खुद का माल एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं। तो ये मोटा मोटी ये स्थिति बन रही है कि जो है इसको आयरन और प्राइस को ऊपर बनाया, मेंटेन किया जा सके। तो हाँ, तो सबसे मेन है, सरकार का भी इसमें नजर है। पिछले मीटिंगों में सरकार ने भी बोला है कि आयरन का प्राइस, आज की जो प्राइस है उसको 50% में आना चाहिए। और सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज आयरन और इंडस्ट्री का, खास करके मैं छत्तीसगढ़ के लिए बोलूं या पूरा 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 भारत के लिए बोलूं, आयरन और ही है।
छत्तीसगढ़ के लिए बोलिए आप।
छत्तीसगढ़ में जैसे अभी देखिए, कैपेसिटी पिछले 2 साल में लगभग डबल हो गई है। बड़े बड़े किलन सब आ गए हैं स्पंज आयरन के, और बिकॉज ऑफ अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ फाइनेंस, और बिकॉज ऑफ अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ यहाँ पे मैन पावर, टेक्निकल मैन पावर, क्योंकि यहाँ से स्पंज आयरन काफी बड़ा है। तो एक तरफा जो वो बोलते हैं अपन कुकुर मुत्तों की तरह जो है ना, पूरे प्लांट लगे हैं, और उसके पीछे लॉजिस्टिक, और उसके पीछे आयरन ओर। कोल तो यहाँ अवेलेबल है, कुछ यहाँ पे हमारा जो एससीसीएल है, यहाँ से कोल मिल जाता है, प्लस इंपोर्टेड कोल यूज करके हम चला ले रहे हैं। कोल का एक लिमिट है, तो कोल में अभी बहुत ज्यादा इशू नहीं है, सबसे ज्यादा इशू अभी आयरन ओर में ही है। और लॉजिस्टिक्स में भी अब एनएमडीसी है, एनएमडीसी अभी 100 मिलियन टन माल बनाने वाला है 2030 तक। हर साल उसका प्रोडक्शन बढ़ रहा है, लेकिन वहां पर इशू आ रहा है लॉजिस्टिक का। अब कुछ नक्सली प्रॉब्लम खत्म हुआ है, तो हमारी रावघाट से जगदलपुर की जो रेल लाइन है, वो एक बहुत बड़ा माइलस्टोन होगा, सरकार उसके पीछे लगी है। उससे फिर हमारी आयरन ओर की अवेलेबिलिटी और बढ़ेगी। तो मेन चैलेंज आयरन ओर देखो।
नहीं, मैं दो के आपको क्वेश्चन बिफोर गोइंग टू मिस्टर राउत, एक दो क्वेश्चन आपको पूछना था कि एक तो कन्वर्जन मिलता है क्या आयरन ओर टू स्पॉन्ज आयरन? अभी कन्वर्जन ठीक है, प्राइसिंग ठीक है ना आयरन ओर का?
नहीं नहीं, प्राइस वही तो बोल रहा हूँ, क्या है, बिकॉज ऑफ डिमांड।
हाँ,
आपका
प्राइस
प्लांट ज्यादा हो
डिप्रेस्ड
गया।
है, प्राइस
हाँ,
डिप्रेस्ड है।
पर आपका नहीं, डिमांड के कारण जो है प्लाइट आयरन ओर और पैलेट के प्राइस इन्फ्लेटेड है।
हम्म।
बिकॉज मेरे को प्लांट चलाना ही पड़ेगा, मैंने प्लांट लगा
बिल्कुल
लिया तो मेरे
बिल्कुल
को प्लांट चलाना ही पड़ेगा।
बिल्कुल, नहीं चलाने से ज्यादा लॉस होएगा।
लॉस हो जाएगा, बिकॉज आई हैव सम फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड्स,
अच्छा।
जैसे सैलरी है, इंटरेस्ट है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल्स है, ये सब जो हमारे फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड है, इसको तो हम कम नहीं कर सकते,
बराबर बराबर।
तो हमको चलाना ही पड़ता है। तो अब
आई
हाँ,
अंडरस्टैंड सर।
जी, जी।
राव साहब, मैं आई वुड लाइक टू नाउ आस्क यू अबाउट द सिचुएशन इन कर्नाटका. Is it similar
Yeah,
to
good morning.
Chhattisgarh or Karnataka has some different situation as far as sponge iron industry is concerned?
Yeah, good morning to all.
Good morning.
Myself, PVS Rao. I am the advisor for the Karnataka Sponge Manufacturer Association.
Yeah.
Previously worked as a president also. And our requirement is more than 10 million tons of iron ore for sponge iron plants. Whereas suitable mines is very less, 3 million tons only. And in that majorly NMDC only. And NMDC, they are not giving the linkage to us. They are giving the linkage to the Raipur people, Chhattisgarh people, and they have given in Karnataka also from A block, NMDC A block, there is A, B, C, three blocks are there. From NMDC A block, they have given the linkage, and from NMDC B and C block, they are not giving the linkage for the small people. And we are asking that from long linkage so that our plant can be run properly. So that is long pending issue is there. We are facing that issue. We are not able to get the raw material in time. And second thing, we are fighting with JSW and all big people in the e-auction. Like how in the coal industry, there is a separate e-auction for the steel plants, separate e-auction for sponge iron plants, separate e-auction for power plant. Like that, we have requested to the government to do the separate e-auction for sponge iron plants also, but that also not happening. So we are not able to compete the big people and procure the raw material. We are procuring and running, but losing. And third challenge is here in iron ore quality is not that much good as Kashivaji said, 63, 62 we are using. We are using even 52, 53, 54 also in Karnataka. And moreover that tumbler index is low and phosphorus is also more compared to Chhattisgarh. And we used to get 20-25% of fines, iron ore fines in the lumps also. There is no second screening facility. There is no 1030, 620. Slowly, some people are giving, but not quality of the raw material is a big issue here. One is availability, and second thing is linkage. Third is pricing, and fourth one is quality of the raw material. They compare only NMDC FE to FE. If they put FE 62 of the Chhattisgarh material, suppose 4,000 rupees base price, they put same base price here also in Karnataka, which is a problematic. Here sulfur pass is more and tumbler is less, fines are more, and yield we get less yield. And sponge iron fines, whatever we generating here is inferior quality compared to Chhattisgarh because of the inferior quality of the iron ore. That is the reason we used to sell the iron ore fine, sponge iron fines at 7,000 rupees lesser than the lumps rate. Today, whatever the rate in the Raipur, Chhattisgarh, they sell 80-20, I think. If I am not wrong, 80% lumps and 20% fines. They mix and sell at the same price. Here we are selling the sponge fines separately at 7,000 rupees lesser than the lumps. And apart from that, linkages, apart from that, infrastructure of the infrastructure and the logistics. From 65 kilometers, we are all surrounded by mines in 65 kilometers range. We are paying 850 to 950 rupees per ton here. Whereas from Krishnapatnam that is 440 kilometers away from us, we are paying 1,000 rupees from there for coal. So this logistics also eating us in Karnataka. One is availability of raw material, and second thing is suitable availability of raw material for sponge iron plants, and third one is linkage, not having the linkage from the government. We are not able to compete with the bigger plants and purchase, and we are losing that. And infrastructure. These are the things. And of course, there is huge increase in capacity of the sponge iron plants, steel plants throughout India. I suggest the government, based on the availability of raw material, they should give the permissions, not to give left and right permissions. Afterwards, we are only facing issues. And second thing, those who have already established, for them, they should make it available of the raw material by giving the linkage, something like that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Otherwise,
Rao.
and see, I am
Yeah.
not against to the expansion of the plant, but in the same time, expansion of the iron ore mines, iron ore production also should be looked into.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. I have one or two questions, Mr. Rao. Like,
Sure.
Mr. Anil Agrawal is not only making the sponge iron, he is also, making billets and then making pipes also. So I think yours is a standalone sponge iron unit. It was
In
argued many years back because we used to have conferences in Raipur every year, and it was argued in those conferences that standalone sponge iron unit may not be that viable, but if you couple it with something like TMT bar, the rolling mill, or TMT bars, or maybe as he is doing pipe manufacturing, and then also use the flue gas to make power, then only the whole integrated plant can be viable. How would you argue on this point?
Yeah, definitely. Whatever you said is 100% correct. We have 54 to 56 plants in Karnataka. Out of 54 plants, 10 plants are having integrated steel plant, like coupled with power generation and furnace and TMT and everything.
Yeah.
But all other 44 plants are standalone. Even 50 TPD sponge iron plants also standalone. Single kiln also running. Because here the raw material is not suitable for the generating of the power. See, bigger kiln, you have to go for bigger kilns for the generating of the high power. Even 100 TPD is also not suitable for the, this iron ore is not suitable to run the 100 TPD plants. Only pellets are only the results, solutions for making the integrated steel plants. Otherwise, you cannot put 350, 500, 650,000 here. Here, all plants are 100 TPD plants only, except 3-4 plants left over. Those 3-4 plants are running pellets. And availability of pellets also is a problem here, because availability of raw material itself is a problem.
Kashiva sir, I wanted to ask you that this coal-based sponge iron industry nowadays, it is I think most of the production is made by coal-based sponge iron industry in India. Out of how much is the production out of 80 million tons capacity?
No, present capacity, I said 73, 80 million
73.
is envisaged. That will envisage in next 5 years. But what I said is that we will achieve that capacity much before that one.
Yeah, and what is the production, actual production?
Production was last year 55 million tons.
55
Out of
million.
that 55.56 or something like that. And out of that 82% was the coal base.
Yeah, that's what now. So nowadays, if you know, the world is talking about decarbonization and making green steel. So is it not an extra pressure on coal-based sponge iron industry?
Yes, there is a pressure.
How are you countering this pressure?
There is a pressure, and I just referred there. Someone went to the NGT again this sector, but I said this sector is very, very important for augmenting the steel production in the country. There is no other way to meet the fast growing steel demand in the country. Secondary sector has been playing. They are supplementing 47% of a crude steel production in the country, and this is likely to increase in a time to come. But as Mr. Anil and Mr. Rao has said, the quality of input, resource efficiency, they are aware. The role of a resource efficiency, if I get a high quality of iron ore lumps or pellets and coal also, then my CO2 emission will come down drastically. Sorry, will come down drastically. But as
सर अभी
Mr.
भी
Rao said that high quality iron ore is a big challenge. They are impacting that one, and they cannot set up the WHRV based power plant because the
Mhm.
temperature or the quantity of the flue gases is not sufficient to justify the capex for setting up a WHRV power plant. So that is why in Karnataka this is the major issue. Most of that, as you said, are the merchant standalone units, and in a time to come, and with with the problems which he flagged, it is very difficult for them to survive. Forget about the expansion. That is why coal-based industry is mostly expanding in the Chhattisgarh and in West Bengal and in Odisha only. These three segments are expanding very fast. Mr.
Mhm.
Rao he started, I think, his career as a consultant, and there he was setting up the 100 TPD kiln. But now they are the people who are setting up a 1000 TPD kiln also. Yesterday, I have a Mr. Morton of SEB, Sweden. He is the ex-CEO of a sub plant where they have set up the world first green hydrogen based plant. He wanted to know what is the prospect of a coal-based industry, what you are thinking to reduce your carbon footprints and all that. Not only he, but so many foreign delegation are coming, and they are very interested to know what government is taking action, what you being a apex body is taking the action to reduce the carbon footprints. So, what I am telling to the Ministry of Coal, MNRE, Ministry of Forest, Ministry of Power, where I've been called every time in the policy framing, I'm telling them that it is not so bad. There is a main reason are energy efficiency and resource efficiency. The industry is working on a energy efficiency issues. So they are taking care because they know CCTS is coming from the 1st April. They have to pay the penalty and all that. So they are working on it. They need not to push up. But the another issue is the resource efficiency. The pellet prices, PDRI or CDRI, there is a lot of the difference in the prices in the market. Why it is so? Because the quality of PDRI is very bad. So
Mm.
fortunately, Karnataka is not using, but the West Bengal or Odisha or Chhattisgarh, they are using the low quality of the PRI pellets. So this is impacting the quality of their product. So the pellet manufacturer should be pushed up to use the high grade iron ore fines in their product. But they come and they say, how can I beneficiate? My yield will come down. That will not be profitable to me. This and that. Well, I will dump my slimes and all that. These are all rubbish. I must say frankly, rubbish arguments. Rubbish. After all, China is converting 35, 40% Fe content and
Yeah, yeah, of course.
upgrading to CC. Why India cannot do? So,
Definitely, definitely.
when I push up this issue, Ministry of Steel is in the process of framing some policy to incentivize the beneficiation plants. I
Mm.
think this will be shortly announced. And
Okay.
apart from that, what he says, okay, with the growing our production, whether from the large producer or from the secondary sector, iron ore availability, the quantity of iron ore availability is going to be a very big problem in a time to come.
Mm.
Until unless we start using the low grade iron ore after beneficiation, or we start using the BHQ quality of iron ore, which has so far no one has used. Lloyds has taken a lead. They are beneficiating, and they are in their different presentation. They are saying we have upgraded it to the 65-67%. We will be having a captive consumption. We will also market it. So beneficiation technology, lack of beneficiation technology is a is just a excuse by the pellet manufacturer. I'm sorry, and I'm sure some pellet manufacturer is not there because I'm very vocal, and but I'm telling the truth. This is what my segment, coal-based DRI producer, are facing. So the government should ensure that this sector should be should be ensured to have a high-grade iron ore lumps or high-grade pellets available to them. That will increase their productivity. They will reduce their carbon footprint by 3 to 5%. And by adopting the energy efficient, innovative ideas, there are 11 such innovative idea. Terry and Seema has prepared a report. It is available on the website. I will also tell to the participant. It is available in the Terry website also, and perhaps on my website also. So they should look into that one. We are in my seminar, we are going to bring out a SEMA profile where I have mentioned all these things also. That will be put shortly in the second issue is that R&D. R&D, how to reduce the coal consumption is a big issue. We have to maximize. We sorry. We have
Yeah.
to we have to maximize the use of whatever is available. Sorry, I started speaking at that time. I was free, so I gave you a ring. And I will call you back. So we convinced the Ministry of Steel. Why don't you give the financial assistance? And Ministry of Steel has been kind enough to approve 2 R&D projects. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
And
of
so
course.
they have approved 2 proposals. Two R&D project has been awarded to the IIT Roorkee. One project is to reduce part of the coal by the use of natural gas, oblique biogas. Second, the R&D project has been awarded to them to completely use 100% hydrogen. Apart from that, they have also awarded one R&D project to the IIT Hyderabad to use the 100% hydrogen, whether green or gray or blue or pink, whatever you say, depending on this nomenclature, based on the sources, they have also been awarded. I'm sure some results will come out. One project of IIT Kharagpur is on the verge of completion. We have deputed one of our member where this validation of the research will be done. We will shortly find out. Third is that one Will Hill, Mr. Will Hill, he had discussed with me somewhere in the world they are using the 100% hydrogen in a rotary kiln. So we are going to present his finding in our conference. That is very interesting. And I discussed when I went last week to invite Dr. V.K. Sarsat, member Science and Technology, Niti Ayog. He is very much interested. He is very much taking a lot of interest in the coal-based DRI. He said, Kasho, what you are doing. So I explained all this thing to him. Then he drew a chart. Mr. Rao, you will be interesting. He said, we have got a SEMA DRI technical group. There, many experts have raised the voice there, how you will feed the hydrogen. So he said, sir, this is one of the issues. Then he draw a chart of a rotary kiln. Then he suggested Mr. Rao to in case that rotary kiln in a jacket. And in a jacket, you with high pressure, you inject the hydrogen in the kiln. I said, sir, now the kiln, earlier who were of 50 meter or 72 meter, now people are going very big meter, how it will travel? He said, that is why what your Will is saying that to inject the hydrogen in the discharge end is not correct. What I am suggesting that at 4-5 points, you feed the hydrogen, then it will success. Then the heating of hydrogen, because hydrogen reaction is endothermic. So you have to heat your furnace, your rotary kiln, or to the reaction is very fast. So he said okay, we can use the RE also. We cannot afford to use the fossil fuel based electricity. So RE is the solution. And what Mr. Will Hill told me that from 100 TPD, Mr. Rao, you will be very interested. From a 100 TPD, you can produce 1,000, 1.2 lakh ton of the sponge iron. What
Per
we
annum,
are
sir.
producing the 30,000, you can produce more than 1 lakh ton from. The reason is that my volume is fixed. So if I am removing the
Cool.
volume occupied by the coal and injecting this thing, I can feed more iron oxide. And secondly, the reaction of hydrogen with the iron is very
Very
fast.
fast.
So my productivity will increase like anything. So these are the things going on, and I am sure the industry in 3-4 years time will be you will see that this industry in a different form. I may not be alive by that time, but the complexion of the industry will definitely change. The people who are raising the voice are not properly informed. I am fighting at every forum. Don't believe all these things. Secondly, I told Mr. Saucer, sir, what option we have got? As I said, our production of crude steel and consumption is increasing. What option we have got to meet the ever-growing demand of the metal? We don't have scrap from indigenous or from external sources. So tell me what option is. If you want to close entire industry based on the NGT, there will be a lot of the implication, financial and political implication. Then he gave me a very measured his mind. This I'm telling off the record, but this is what is happening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kashiva sir. Just to apprise you, yesterday we had discussed about decarbonization, and there was a very good news, very heartening news that in 2026 there is going to be a steel plant using hydrogen as reducing agent. So this will be a major milestone in the history of iron and steel industry in the country, that using hydrogen we are able to make a commercial production of steel. So I think that is something which will come to sponge iron also, and you will also use hydrogen someday in the sponge
Can I
iron.
say something? Can I say something?
Yeah,
After interacting vigorously with these two commercial persons and my other member, I have become half of the commercial persons. What is the cost of the hydrogen? You compare the cost of reductive hydrogen with the iron ore. Who is the foolish person to produce the ODRI based on the present price of the iron and present price of the hydrogen?
hydrogen.
That does not make any economic sense. Mr. Rao or Mr. Anil can never, or many others will never use the hydrogen at present prices. They will
Yes.
never use.
not at the present prices, not at the present
Arey
prices.
Saab, you are
Maybe the
saying
prices will reduce in
2026.
coming time.
I wish I should be there in that seminar. Uh,
Yeah,
See, I will be using around 60 kg of hydrogen. The price of hydrogen today, international prices are $4 to $5 per kg. Multiply by 60. See how much is the cost of my reducing element compared with the with the coal. Who is going to make it? There is a commercial angle. Should always be look into that.
definitely there is a commercial angle. I
Just
agree to
making
it,
a
but
making
I don't know.
a
I don't know. That consultant
which is
was
the
saying.
company? Which is the company?
No, company, I don't know. Mr. Vishwabandhu was mentioning that in
Oh, he is
2026,
not updated. I'm sorry to
you will
say,
see
he is not
one
updated.
plant with hydrogen, one plant with commercial production using hydrogen as reducing agent.
In
That was
India,
his statement
in
yesterday.
India, in
Yes, in
India,
India. Yes, in India.
he is not updated. He is not up.
Anyway, so apart from that, I want to ask one question to Mr.
यार
Rao and to
आधा
Mr.
घंटा
Anil
हो गया
Agrawal.
यार.
No, let us not debate that. I want to ask one question to Mr. Rao and Mr. Anil Agrawal, that we are talking about, Mr. Kashiwa mentioned about reducing the pollution created by sponge iron industry. I remember in 2003 when we started conference in Raipur, there was a lot of pollution we could see around in the city. But by the time, 2010, 15, or, during that period, I found that the pollution was much more reduced, and that was due to installation of ESP, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to ask both of you how religiously ESP is used and how efficient it is to reduce the pollution.
पोल्यूशन
Starting
देखिए
with
मैं
Mr. Anil ji, आप
या
बताइए.
देखिए
Because
जो
Chhattisgarh was really very polluted in 2003. I
ये
remember, at least
अभी
Raipur.
अभी देखिए अभी पोल्यूशन का कोई नाम नहीं है। 100% लोग ईएसपी चलाते हैं। ये एक मिथ है
बहुत सारे लोग
कि
पहले लगाते थे
नहीं
लेकिन
नहीं
चलाते नहीं थे.
मैं
हेलो. हेलो, आपका नहीं। अच्छा राव साहब, आप बताइए, तब तक ये आएंगे, तब तक आप
या
बताइए।
या
हाँ,
नहीं
नहीं नहीं,
नहीं
इज देयर, या
हाँ,
बताइए।
मैं
अनिल जी
अभी बता
बताइए।
रहा हूँ। अगर ये देखिए, ईएसपी का डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन हमारा पावर प्लांट से है।
हम्म।
हम ईएसपी चलाएंगे तभी हमारी पावर बनेगी। तो वो
हम्म।
कोई भी कॉस्ट नहीं है। लोगों को लगता है कि लोगों कॉस्ट बचाने के लिए रात में ईएसपी बंद कर देते हैं। ये
नहीं, कुछ
क्लियर मिथ है। हेलो।
कनेक्शन इशू
अनिल
है।
जी, कुछ आपका
हेलो।
वाईफाई में इशू है लगता है।
ये नहीं, अच्छा, अभी अभी आ
हाँ,
रही है
अभी ठीक
आवाज?
है, अभी ठीक है, चलिए।
हाँ, देखिए क्या है, जब मेरा वेस्ट गैस निकलता है बॉयलर से स्टीम प्रोड्यूस करते हुए ईएसपी में जाता है। एक
हम्म।
मेरे को उसको 180 डिग्री पे लाके ईएसपी में छोड़ना होता है, और उसके बाद वो चिमनी से फिल्टर होके निकलता है। और आज हमारा टारगेट वो 30 मिलीग्राम 40 मिलीग्राम का टारगेट सब जगह मिला हुआ है। तो पॉल्यूशन का तो आज नाम नहीं है बिल्कुल भी। दूसरा, ईएसपी चलाने, मेरे को पावर बनाने के लिए ईएसपी चलाना पड़ेगा। ये क्लियर मिथ है कि ईएसपी लोग नहीं चलाते हैं। पहली बात मैं बता, ईएसपी 100% लोग जो भी लगाए हैं वो चलाते हैं, क्योंकि उससे उनका वेस्ट हीट गैस से जो पावर बनता है,
हाँ
जो
हाँ
फ्री
हाँ।
का जो फ्री का रॉ मटेरियल से पावर बनता है, नहीं तो वो नहीं बनेगा।
ओके। राव साहब, आपके यहाँ क्या सीन है कर्नाटका में ईएसपी का?
100% हम लोग ईएसपी चलाता है सर। और
अच्छा।
धीरे धीरे जैसा उन्होंने बताया, उसका जो एमिशन लेवल्स है 50 मिलीग्राम्स तक लेके आया इधर। पहले
हम्म।
150 मिलीग्राम्स तक था। पहले हम लोग 2 चैम्बर चलाता था, अभी तीसरा चैम्बर भी ऐड किया कुछ कुछ प्लांट्स में।
हम्म।
अभी नया
हम्म।
प्लांट जो भी आ रहा है विथ लेस देन 30 मिलीग्राम्स का अभी आ रहा है कंटिन्यूसली।
हम्म।
और कंटिन्यूसली चलाता है, वो दिन गया। हम लोग मतलब छोड़ के बाहर
या दैट
डिस्ट्रिक्ट।
पोल्यूशन डेज।
हाँ, वो दिन गया है, अभी
हम्म।
कंटिन्यूसली चला रहा है, उसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है। वी आर रनिंग
हम्म।
परफेक्टली वेल। देर इज नो
ओके
डाउट एट ऑल।
ओके ओके।
And we have
और
put online monitoring system and
हम्म।
connected to the pollution control board, which is recording 24 hours. Anytime anybody can check.
हम्म।
Yeah.
एक चांडेकर जी रोकूंगा। एक डीकार्बनाइजेशन का बात अभी हो रहा था। इसमें अभी सीसीटीएस आया है, कार्बन क्रेडिट ट्रेडिंग स्कीम। इसके ऊपर अभी ड्राफ्ट भी नोटिफाई हुआ है।
हम्म।
और ये, हम जो प्राइमरी प्लेयर से सेकेंडरी प्लेयर बहुत आगे हैं। अब डिपार्टमेंट ने ग्रीन स्टील सर्टिफिकेट दिया है, तो ऑल आर स्मॉल प्लांट्स, कोई बड़ा
हम्म।
प्लांट नहीं है। और उनका उनका एमिशन किसी का 2.6 2.8 3.2 तक है। हमारा एमिशन आज 2.2 2.3 2.4, मतलब एमिशन में भी हमारा कम है, कार्बन एमिशन में। तो कार्बन
हम्म।
एमिशन में स्पंज आयरन का ज्यादा है, ये मिथ है। हमारे छत्तीसगढ़ में तो बिलो 2.4 के लगभग 80% 70% प्लांट है। और बाकी इन्होंने अभी टारगेट दे दिया है कार्बन क्रेडिट ट्रेडिंग स्कीम में। अभी जो ड्राफ्ट बन रहा है, सबको टारगेट दिया जा रहा है, ईयर ऑन ईयर आपको इंप्रूव करना पड़ेगा। तो ये डिकार्बनाइजेशन में भी आगे है स्पंज आयरन इंडस्ट्री, वो आपको बोलना चाह
ओके ओके। सर,
And
काशिवा सर, ये डिकार्बनाइजेशन का भी बात हुआ। आई वांट टू टेक यू टू द इंटरनेशनल सीन। इंटरनेशनल सीन में सर, सीबैम अभी 2026 में लागू होता है सर। दिस इज व्हाट दे आर सेइंग। सीबैम के नॉर्म्स कुछ स्ट्रिक्ट होंगे रिगार्डिंग रिगार्डिंग द कार्बन कंटेंट और कार्बन कंटेंट ऑफ स्टील।
रहा
And
हूँ।
so there are the geopolitics also. If you see, it has become very dynamic. Trump administration is putting big huge tariffs on India, and a lot of changes are happening. How do you see at this change? So how do you look at these changes? And with CBAM coming also, European Union very strict on green steel things. How what are the prospects of the steel made by made using the coal-based sponge iron?
Firstly, coal-based steel producer are not going to be impacted. They are mostly making the rebar, long product. What Europe or America and all that need is the flat product. So they are out from that thing. And so the CBM is not going to impact them. At the most, we export the rebar near neighboring countries. So neighboring countries is not going to impose such a strict norms. So that is a different issue. So we are not going to be impacted. Secondary sector. As regard to the big players, integrated steel plants, they are very cautious. They are very aggressive to reduce their carbon footprints. And I'm aware, since because they are also my member, they have committed, say for example, JSW has committed that they will reduce their carbon footprint within a year to 1.8 ton of the finished product.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, it was the norms was the threshold limit was per ton of crude steel. All of a sudden, Ministry of Steel said per ton of finished steel. So they are working on that one. Main reason, main polluting department in their BF route is the blast furnace. They are taking the lot of the actions. You must all have heard that Tata Steel tried to inject the hydrogen through the tubes in their BF. They are working on it. They are exploring the use of the CCUS also. And in subsequent operations, they are also taking, as I said in my opening remarks, they are increasing their scrap consumption, which they are using around 5 to 7% to the 15% in the BOF. So that will take away a lot of the scrap which is available to them. But they are focusing, they are setting up the scrapping yard, because that will reduce their CO2 emission substantially. So like this, they are taking so many actions. 1.8 is the JSW. Tata has said 2.1 by the 2026-27, and GSPL already is having a gas-based plant, but they are having a little bit higher CO2 emission per ton of that. They are also working on that one. So the secondary sector is out from that, in my opinion. And integrated big players are already taking action. They have met several times to the Commerce Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal. They had a several meeting, the Finance Ministry also. But unofficially, they say that it is not going to be the big challenge, because what we are exporting is 5 to 6 million ton steel, which can be easily absorbed in the country the way the demand is increasing. So that is not going to be a very alarming situation for them.
Okay, okay. So it is almost an hour, sir. We are discussing about sponge iron. Now I would like to ask some final comments from all of you, starting with Mr. Anil Agrawal. Anil ji, what future do you see as far as sponge iron industry in Chhattisgarh is concerned? How do you see the future?
फ्यूचर बहुत अच्छा है। स्पंज आयरन देश की जरूरत है। स्पंज आयरन या सेकेंडरी सेक्टर स्टील का 80% रोजगार देता है, और इसमें लो कॉस्ट स्टील हमारा सेक्टर देता है देश को। आज हमारे टीएमटी बार से 7,000 8,000 रुपए ऊपर प्राइमरी का मिलता है। तो मेरा ये बोलना ये है कि अब बस सरकार से एक सहयोग चाहिए, आयरन ओर की अवेलेबिलिटी बढ़ाए और क्वालिटी जो नॉर्म्स है एज पर अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ इंडियन आयरन ओर, इसको पॉजिटिवली लेते हुए उसके हिसाब से इंडियन के स्टैंडर्ड, क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड को थोड़े से रिव्यू करने चाहिए। तो और जरूरी है, जरूरत है स्टील, क्योंकि हम 45% स्टील बनाते हैं और 80% रोजगार देते हैं।
सर, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का कुछ रोल है इसमें? यू आपके कुछ डिमांड स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से?
देखिए,
लिंकेज ऑफ आयरन ओर करवा सकता है कर्नाटका में।
हाँ, ये जैसे बोल रहे हैं स्टेट गवर्नमेंट कहीं एनएमडीसी में बात करना हो तो उसमें हेल्प करते हैं, या यहाँ पे अपने को कोल में बात करना हो एससीएल में तो सरकार की मदद मिलती है। स्टेट गवर्नमेंट तो सहयोग करते ही है।
अभी पावर टेरिफ क्या है छत्तीसगढ़ में?
छत्तीसगढ़ में पावर टेरिफ जो स्टील इंडस्ट्री वाले जो है उनको पड़ रहा है, जो मतलब मिनी स्टील प्लांट्स है उनको 6 रुपया 70 पैसा से 6 रुपया 90 पैसा पड़ रहा है, जो काफी हाई है। वो 6 रुपए के आसपास रहना चाहिए। हमारी डिमांड हमेशा रही है कि इसको 6 रुपए मेंटेन किया जाए।
ओके, ओके। Mr. Rao, what are your final comments? How is the
Definitely,
state
sponge iron industry will grow well. Only one or two things has to be implemented. One is that linkage to the existing all suppliers, all manufacturers. And second thing is export, banning of the export of 58 grade. Less than 58 grade, there is no tax on that. So I heard people are blending high grade and low grade and sending less than 58 exporting, which is damaging our industry also, which is one of the criteria where the raw material is also not available properly. I am consultant also previously. We have built lot of sponge iron plants in throughout India. I was based at Raipur only previously. Now I am working on the rightly said Kashivaji. We are working on the reduction roasting technology where we can improve the 50 grade of iron ore fines to 63 grade. And like he said, when we inject hydrogen, we can produce 1,000 tons of the sponge iron in 100 TPD kiln. Like that, in reduction roasting technology, also iron ore fines we can make 63 grade 10 times than the existing capacity of this. And really, I'm working on that. And regarding usage of hydrogen, I am also working on that. And one party has come to me from Bangalore, and they are associated with American company. And what they are suggesting is only 20 lakhs I have to invest, remaining everything they will invest, and whatever the saving in coal, in that they will take money back in rest of the years. So I am working on the hydrogen injection in rotary kiln and reduction roasting on the iron ore fines, where we can improve the quality of the iron ore to make it 63 and convert it to the pellet, so that the pollution norms also will come, pollution levels also will come down, and availability of iron ore also will go up. And government also will think that when we are able to convert low grade ores to high grade, then they may put the some tariff on the export duty on the low grade ores also. As far as today, why they are allowing export is nobody is using in the India.
Yeah.
That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rao. And Kashiva sir, your final comments, and we'll close down this discussion.
I've already given my comments that there is a good future. Country does not have any other option but to promote the sponge iron industry in India. Challenges and prospects I've already covered. And Mr. Rao and Mr. Anil also said that there is a very good future. Basically, because the scrap availability is not going to drastically increase to meet the ever increasing demand. So people have to use the DRI.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much for your comments, Mr. Rao, Mr. Anil, and of course, Mr. Kashiva sir. And yes, I do agree that if you have to grow the steel consumption and steel production, then sponge iron and even coal-based sponge iron is a must. We cannot avoid that. And so, thank you very much, gentlemen, for your insightful contribution. Thank you, Mr. Rao. Thank you, Mr. Anil Agrawal, and thank you, Kashiva sir. And it was a very absorbing discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.